What is going on, everyone? My name's Landon. You're watching Crypto Review Central. We provide daily cryptocurrency news videos and all of the trending topics. We're also waiting to hit 200 likes on a video so we can raffle off $50 worth of Bitcoin. So if you're a cryptocurrency investor or are just interested in the space, subscribing is a great idea. Click the white bell notification button to not miss out on any of the emerging details, because if you blink, you might miss something. The cryptocurrency markets have seen a little bit of a pump overnight, with Tron seeing a 17% increase that it has since lost the majority of. But as you can see right here at midnight UTC, there was a swift jump in the price. There's a number of reasons likely contributing to it, including the ever popular price manipulation. So let's go over why the price may have gotten a bit of a pump last night. With governments around the world increasingly having a look at blockchain technology and trying to define it because it doesn't really fit into any existing paradigm. Chinese stocks plunged 5% at one point today, closing down almost 4%. With a broad sell-off, over 1,000 Chinese stocks dropped 10%. Because President Donald Trump in the United States announced new tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. China has determined that it will raise U.S. tariffs by $50 billion for any export, and they have no intention of changing that. Trump was quick to fight back, saying further action must be taken to encourage China to change its unfair practices, announcing a $200 billion increase to tariffs of Chinese products for import taxes of 10%, making it in combination import taxes on effectively half of all yearly trade between China and the US. A number of big Chinese stocks hit the dumpster yesterday. And China publicly said that the US has initiated a trade war that violates market laws and is not in accordance with current global development trends. That led to broad global sell-off, with Asia hit particularly hard, especially tech companies that supply components to Apple. 3 companies down almost a combined 20%, and anything related to Apple products took a big hit. Dow futures are down 350 points, nearly 2% prior to opening, but the dollar is up, pound is down, won is down, and crypto has jumped, with Ethereum in a rising of 7%, and most notably Tron at one point up 17%. It is likely this, combined with a number of other confounding variables, that contribute to the overall bear market that we're in and any subsequent bull traps that have seemingly sprung up over the past few months. April was particularly good for Bitcoin, but it is retraced to an even lower low where it currently sits. The other day it was at $6,500, it's up $250, but still a far cry away from the $10,000 serious psychological support level. Increasingly though, central banks around the world seem to publicly announce that they are in one way or another against cryptocurrency, and it leaves many to wonder, are they afraid of cryptocurrency and the decentralization movement that seems to be gaining more and more momentum as time goes on? With new assets constantly coming onto the spectrum, the amount of real-world industry efficiency that is brought about by blockchain technology really is a threat to any traditional business model. It is tough to determine the value of Bitcoin, however, with ever-increasing volatile markets. All traditional centralized systems wish Bitcoin had a centralized unit that could offer more control into the price of its asset. Nevertheless, that's not going to happen, as is such with the nature of cryptocurrencies. So it still stands in stark opposition to any traditional business models and traditional models of finance. For banks, it's all about trust, and increasingly they're losing that. Bitcoin is completely trustless, and therein lies the threat to banks which profit on the finances of others. There's no doubt an obvious need for an alternative to traditional banking, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be Bitcoin. If history is going to repeat itself, most often when it's the first one around, it fails and paves the way for future companies to come in and fill the role. Although cryptocurrency is unique and a marvel of technology that I really don't see dying or being replaced at all, we will just have to wait and see how this market continues to play out and how much impact it can really generate for developed nations, for companies big and small, and for the everyday people. Another big talk is Cardano. which is in the midst of a critical rebranding phase that could see ADA's price skyrocket in the coming months. I've seen a lot of academic banter about Cardano hitting the $1 point before the year's over, and Cardano and Charles Hoskinson have a history of being one of the more stable and reliable cryptocurrencies. It now offers investors a new version of its paper wallet, as well as ongoing testnets. One was launched earlier last month and another one to be launched in July. The pace of development at Cardano is very fast, and the company currently has plans to develop a level of support for Bitcoin and Ethereum Classic, as well as integrating a mobile wallet for iOS and Android users. There's also discussions about Cardano entering a new partnership with Meta PS Plus, one of South Korea's largest mobile companies. There's no doubt Cardano is a top player and will remain that way, whether or not it can hit the $1 benchmark that it once had, and considering it's only 16 cents right now, it's got a long way to go. But stranger things have happened in this market, and it's safe to say that when a big bull run does come around, however long that takes, Cardano will do very well, as it has in the past. Lastly, but certainly not least, the Tron price has pumped. Following a BitTorrent acquisition from last week, it was announced last week that Tron's founder Justin Sun had acquired BitTorrent for $140 million. This was a topic that was largely discussed on Reddit for months now, with Justin Sun indicating earlier on this year that he had intentions to do it. Neither Sun nor Tron has publicly revealed how they're going to use BitTorrent, but with claims of 170 million users, it's likely the network is going to leverage its peer-to-peer file distribution architecture as it seeks to build the Web 4.0 platform and shake off BitTorrent's perception that the project is predicated on plagiarism and copyright infringement. Tron rallied more than 17% following the news of the US and the Chinese tariffs being raised and the subsequent Chinese traditional markets suffering. And I'm not sure how much of the rally was related to BitTorrent because this is last week's news, although it does take some time for the investor base to really grab a hold of it. And it can therefore be said also that pending any bull run, Tron will do that much better. It didn't react immediately on the BitTorrent acquisition, but pending any other good news, it responded very quickly and jumped up. But like I said, since then it's lost a good chunk of that. However, as is such for this downward channel the market seems to be in. Nobody knows the future. Question anybody that tells you they do know that Cardano is going to hit $1 or that Tron's going to see a rally beyond 1100 Satoshis, because that's as high as it got during the mainnet launch. While many were predicting 1200 Satoshis and above, that has yet to materialize. Do your own research, gather as many resources as you can, and make your own informed decisions. That's the best way to approach this market. And keep in mind, it is still very emerging. Bitcoin has been talked about and could very easily hit well into 5 and 6 figures, theoretically, in the years to come. This space is in its infancy, and there's so much more that will be accomplished. I'm incredibly fired up for the future of both Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and you should be too. Join us for all the information, market analysis, price predictions, as well as information on assets outside of the top 100. Thank you once again for watching Crypto Review Central, and smash that like button so we can kick off this $50 giveaway. Comment something of value along with your Bitcoin wallet address, and until next time.